I think I've detected my new car. It's the third day here in New Zealand. The car is not this SsangYong Rodius, but aha, here is my friend Stuart. Let's go and see what's the other side of the fence. Well, good morning. This is my first vloggy report from New Zealand. You'll have seen my travel adventures on getting here. It is 10 to 8 in the morning at the moment. I'm not itchy boots, so I'm not going to show you my phone because I'm recording on it. But yeah, I've just had 10 hours sleep, so I'm feeling slightly more awake, just about. I'm going to have some brekko, if that's what they call breakfast. It feels like they should, or maybe brekkie. Things are similar, but not quite the same here in New Zealand. So I have some Weet-Bix, which definitely isn't Weetabix, for breakfast. Later, I've got the Great Chicken Chase for dinner. I'm a bit limited. The cooking facilities are a bit minimal. There's only a kettle. I have since discovered I do have access to a microwave upstairs, but I didn't realise that when I was in the shop. And later I'm looking forward to having a Morrow Gold, which is actually from Cadbury's. So I'm looking forward to having a taste of that. So yeah, things are similar but different. It's a gorgeous sunny day, but it's quite cool. I think the maximum temperature is only meant to be sort of mid-teens today. But all the air smells fresh, which you certainly appreciate after spending 36 hours basically trapped mostly indoors, apart from a brief visit to Shanghai. Yeah, it's New Zealand. I still can't really believe I'm here. There is the river, plenty more water in it today. I think the tide was out when I got here yesterday. I'm not sure I'm going to do that much exploring today. Today is meant to be rest and recuperation, but by the same token, I don't necessarily want to just sit around all day. Having done quite a lot of that this week, mostly in a tin box in the sky. So we'll see what happens. Right, we shall go for a walk today and see what's about. There's a Holden Vectra, but yeah, so far it's proving rather cold today, which is why I'm wearing my HubNut beanie and even the full-blown wax jacket today. It's really windy, yeah, summer definitely isn't here. But here comes one of the American size trucks. Sounds quite beautiful. A Kenworth, no less. They're quite fond, and that wasn't one, but they are quite fond of a 4-axle articulated tractor unit here, usually with sort of a 3 or 4 axle trailer behind it. And they have strange rules on axle loads, which means you get drawbar trailers where the drawbar is like about 6 foot long, most peculiar. And I think that's a Hino coming up the road, so Hinos are Japanese trucks. Yeah, it's all quite interesting. And of course, so few European cars here, he says, as a Land Rover Discovery 4 comes along the road, just about to come into shot. There you go. So yeah, so some brave people running Land Rovers here, where there can't be many Land Rover suppliers. But let's just flip the camera around, because then you get such oddities. Is that a Ford Laser? No, I don't know what that is. Oh, a Toyota Corolla, apparently. And yeah, I've just missed a Holden going past that way, I think. Yeah, generally, I haven't really got a clue what most of the cars are. It's a most unusual sensation for me. I mean, usually I recognise everything. Subaru Liberty over there. There goes a Holden, because we got the coupes of those in America. That's a Holden, I think. That's a Ford Transit. And Toyota minivan here with rear wiper. There's lots of those in shuttle service around here. but mostly it's Japanese grey imports. I've heard it said they don't really sell new cars in New Zealand, and just lots and lots of grey imports, and that's certainly possible. I've come over the other side of the road just because this really is going to be 5 minutes of me going, what the hell is that? Some big Nissan thing, I don't know. I'm way out of my comfort zone, and it's quite a contrast to the big Ford, to the Romania trip. Nissan Serena, a bit different to the ones we had in the UK. Yeah, it's oh, there's a Holden of some sort. Yeah, very different to when we went to Romania, where it was all bloody Volkswagen Golfs absolutely everywhere. A Mazda thing. Because here I really do feel well out of my comfort zone. I don't know what a lot of these cars are. I'm just on a quick walk to the shops to see if I can get a travel adapter for my laptop. I have one for USB devices, but it won't charge the laptop. And yeah, it's all good. Oh, it's for sale. A Honda for sale. It looks like a sort of a Civic-sized thing. 3,200 New Zealand dollars, so halve that for UK pounds. Really, quite a curious looking little thing. Very beige interior going on. A Honda Aria. Well, there you go. So yeah, don't ask me to name these cars that are driving past, because I haven't got a clue what most of them are. Really is quite interesting. But rather than spend an entire 5 months doing this, yeah, I will get my new car tomorrow, and then that's a Holden badged off-roader thing, or fake roader. Then I will start driving around, so we shall see more of what New Zealand has to offer. There's some Moreno there. Wow, a Toyota Ractis. All manner of tiny little things I know nothing about. And noisy lawnmowers, just like anywhere in the world. Mitsubishi Delica going past over there. Just hit record in the wrong direction, so that was not helpful. Yeah, the newer Delicas, the first time I've seen one in the metal, they're quite dinky compared to the previous generation. But I've just got some amazing purchases, which I shall show you when I get back to my Airbnb. Quite windy. Look at the state of my hair. That's proof my hair really does need a trim if it's starting to get that out of shape just because of a bit of wind. What is that? Oh, it's a Nissan Serena again. They're quite popular here, the Serenas. Yet we don't see them in the UK. All a bit strange. Seems to be more El Grands in the UK. We've obviously got ideas above our station. Oh, there is a strangely bridged dump truck and a Dodge Journey. Never heard of a Dodge Journey before. Interesting. Now there's a top find. It's slightly crunched, but it is a Suzuki Lapin, poor thing, and a Toyota Passo, which is a Daihatsu Sirion by another name. And there's a Nissan Wingroad and a Toyota Townace. Just JDM oddities absolutely everywhere. And another strangely bridged truck. Oh, I like New Zealand, even if the weather isn't very jolly yet. Purchases then. I managed to find an adapter so I could charge the laptop up. That's good news, or this trip would be in serious trouble. And I also bought some quality items. Some New Zealand slippers, because the stone floor in this place is freezing cold on my feet, and a reason I'm going to be stopping in houses elsewhere. Slippers, quite useful to have, and once I have a car, carrying capacity is no longer a concern. Whether I can fit them in my suitcase for the journey home remains to be seen, but we shall see. And whether I'll get lynched in Australia for my New Zealand slippers, yeah, it could happen. They did have unsurprisingly, some All Blacks slippers, but they were twice the price. And yeah, I'm even though they were official, you know, I just can't bring myself to support the All Blacks. I'm not a Kiwi myself, it would be wrong. But yeah, I shall enjoy my slippers very much. I think I've detected my new car. It's the third day here in New Zealand. The car is not this SsangYong Rodius, but aha, here is my friend Stuart. Let's go and see what's the other side of the fence. Oh, he's keeping it secret from me. He's keeping the gate closed. Can you work out what it is?
Hello, Ian.
You can probably guess. Hello, how are you doing?
Oh, very good indeed.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, no,
But yes, my steed for New Zealand is here. It is a Citroen BX Mark 1 GT. It has the extra side rear windows. I've never owned a BX with those before. It's got a spoiler, it's got a 1.9 litre engine, and this is going to be brilliant. Let's have a quick look around the inside. Here's the best thing about a Mark 1. You get the crazy dashboard. Although you don't get the rotating drum speedo that my Mark 1 Estate had, because this is sporty, so you need sporty dials. Oh, look at the cassette player. I should have bought some cassettes. Oh, this is going to be absolutely magnificent. No sunroof, so I haven't got to worry about that leaking. And because this is New Zealand, you can see it's had a bit of welding because these hinges always fall off, but that's all good. Bottom of the B post is good. It actually looks solid. Oh, I think this is going to be entirely joyous. So we shall get packed up and hit the road. Here we go then. I'm taking the passenger seat while I get my Kiwi eye in on the driving. We're going to see for a drive. Something sounds a bit bearingy in there somewhere.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. Alternator maybe?
It's alternator if it's anything.
Yeah. Oh, Great Wall Steed. Chinese pickup. And a steamer. Oh, feel that ride comfort. After the City Rover, that's quite the shock. So interestingly, this car has exactly the same 1905 cc XU engine as the Peugeot 305 GTX Estate I drove quite recently. So yeah, it all feels quite familiar really. Oh yeah, I can feel it stumbling a bit on light throttle. Yeah, these carburetors are rubbish. Here we go, it's like first actual glimpse of New Zealand, certainly for a couple of days. There's a big Holden. So I hope you're not disappointed that I've bought a Citroen, having travelled all this way, but the chance to get a Mark 1 GT was not one to be sniffed at. And I've known Stuart quite a while through the BX Club. We were both members at the same time, even though he's based in New Zealand. But we did briefly meet in the UK once. You came all the way over when I managed to organise a BX Club stand at the NEC Classic Motor Show. So yeah, we've known each other for a while, and when this car came up for sale, it was a bit of a no-brainer really. So I'm going to save buying something local until I get to Australia, I think. That's the plan. Meanwhile,
see how you get on with it. See if you fall in love with it first.
Well, that's always a danger. Yeah, and I've already been looking at shipping costs back to the UK. But yeah, the one worry I have, the one reason I've stopped owning BXs in the UK is corrosion. And if this one's still all solid, it would seem a shame to take it back to the damp climate of the UK, where it would no doubt suffer. So we shall see. It's going to be a journey of exploration, and yeah, I look forward to covering many kilometres in it. It has done rather a lot of kilometres, 348,000 kilometres, so it's not exactly brand new, but I think miles over here are probably fairly gentle.
Yes.
yeah, it's not like hammering around the UK being stuck in traffic jams all the time. And so there's a lot of cars here with very high mileage, hundreds of thousands of kilometres. So that doesn't worry me unduly. But yeah, I do love this, and it would have had air conditioning at some point in its life. It sadly doesn't anymore.
There's this wearing dealer plates, the yellow and black one.
Oh yeah, so I see. Oh yeah, this feels alright. Just adjust the tilt of my seat a little.
That's whatever suits.
Yeah, a rock hard brake pedal. This is weird because most of my driving has been done in diesel BXs, but I have driven one of the best GTs in the UK, and that was a real beauty, and I think this is going to be all right. So we're going to have a bit of a drive around, and then we'll see if we can find something nice to have a look at, because I haven't seen much of New Zealand yet, and I don't think traffic jams in Auckland are really what I want to see. We're just having a pause at the Waikato River, but don't worry, it's not broken down. I just thought I'd pull over, so give you a bit more of a look around the car now we've covered a few miles. So that's the alternative that I think might be noisy. There's definitely a bit of a tension and noise going on somewhere. But you know, we've got oil filter down here, carburettor here, yeah, and there is the XU engine. We've got hydraulic pumps, will be somewhere. I think it's down the bottom here on these petrol BXs, so that's not all that accessible. Pressure regulator is down here, and along with the accumulator sphere beneath, which holds the pressure for the brakes and everything. But you know, spheres up front look nice and new. The ride is certainly super soft. It is very pleasant indeed. We've got some gaffer tape because otherwise it's just not a proper car, is it? But I should probably take you through the switchgear because it's a while since I've owned one of these, and I probably haven't talked you through it. So on this side we've got the indicators up at the top on a little rocker switch, and the slider does the lights. And then you got a main beam, I think that's the flash down there, and that turns the main beam on and off. We've got front fog lights fitted there. We haven't got rear fog lights by the look of it. It looks like they weren't actually required here. Over on the other side, the wiper controls, we've got the rear wiper is on the rocker, and a slider for the front wiper, heated rear window, hazard lights. Nice little indicator. I think it's the same flasher can as on the 2CV, in fact. Horn is down the bottom and is pathetic. Oh, and needs the ignition on. Let's do that then. That's, yeah. We've got oil level gauge here, so that only operates when the ignition's on, so that tells me I've got plenty of oil. We've got a multi-function display which shows things like when the doors are open, in theory, but apparently not. I'm sure it did when the passenger door opened. Yeah, there we go. So it shows you some useful things. We've got coolant lights up in this bank at the top rather than a temperature gauge, so that's not great. Low coolant in the middle there, and other red lights generally warning of doom at various times. Power steering, which is all part of the main hydraulic system. 5-speed gearbox, and being an early BX, reverse is next to first, but you have to lift the collar so there's no danger of selecting incorrectly. And then yeah, down here we've got side windows, well, electric windows, which sadly aren't functioning all that well. They're slightly coming off the runners, so the glass can move around too much and doesn't want to go back up, so you can't actually do it just on its own. And I think there's a map reading light. Yeah, map reading light is tucked away there, so you can switch it between sides. That's a bit of functionality. Oh, someone's coming to say hello. That's someone in a Holden Commodore, I think, just coming to check we're all right, because we're sitting here with the bonnet open. So maybe I'll get the bonnet closed, and then we can do a windscreen wiper test. We go with a wiper test. The wash is push this thing in at the side. Yeah, it's a spray bar, and they're not brilliant at the best of times. And it'll probably, oh no, it didn't wipe too much. But we've got corners of disappointment going on because obviously single wiper That's one thing I got very annoyed with on VXs eventually. See if we can get the rear to work. Oh, that wiper hasn't seen much action, has it? Might need a new blade on the back, but hopefully we just won't need the rear wiper too much. There we go, our demonstrations are complete. So just having a quick pause just outside Hamilton because we found a Rolls-Royce up on, well, a stand, and apparently this has been on display here since the 1960s. It is a Rolls-Royce Silver Shadow 1. The doors appear to have all been welded up. Apparently it was fire damaged when very, very new, and it's just been sitting around here ever since. Yeah, amazing what you see in such places. But yeah, the BX is going well. It runs on a bit. The electric windows playing up a little, and the clutch is heavy, but it's a lovely car to drive, and it's very easy to make progress in here. Roundabouts are nice and wide, so you can get some good speed up around them. So yeah, all good times. Oh yeah, and I must point out the original dealer sticker on this beauty. Good times. Just stopped again, just because I've never seen a Nissan La Festa. Quite a funky thing. I think I'd rather have one of those than the ubiquitous Cube. This is running away. Hear the pump having a bit of a whir in there. There's all sorts having a bit of a whir in there. There we go, let's shut the pump up. And now we're going to go and have a look at this marvellous dam. Oh yes, that's most pleasant. And we came in, we drove across the dam. Down there, part of the hydroelectric scheme. This is all very lovely. And I think this is just the start, really. I think it's going to get lovelier. But it's quite like Wales over there, just sharper. Now I'm having a ride in the back of the Citroen, where I can make the most of these illuminated side windows. Interestingly, every BX has that hole in the panel, but most have a blank plate over the outside. Interesting facts. I am full of them. What a beautiful day for a drive. Just look at this countryside. It's just epic. Oh yeah, she goes well. So driving at the moment is my friend John, who I have met for the first time today, having known each other through certain forums for quite some time. And I can confirm it is a lovely place to sit in the back. Headroom's good, legroom is just about okay, lovely soft seats, very floaty ride. So yeah, this is lovely. I'm in New Zealand. Kiwi cows. So how's this for roadside spottage? An amazing field of old stuff, all parked up, from relatively modern 90s Toyotas to Roots era stuff from the 70s, all the way back to the 50s right up the back there. Some being told at 90s by the look of it. This one's quite interesting because it's a Humber 90, but it's really a Hillman Super Minx. Quite interesting to see, even in such sad condition. And right up the back, just beyond the tractor, sadly I can't really go and have a look, but if I move that way, maybe it'll focus. I could just see the back end of a Leyland P76. Also Sunbeam Rapier fastback. There's a little Japanese minivan up there as well. What an amazing place. See what she's got.
Yeah. Enough to get out of trouble.
Yeah. And that's 100 kilometers an hour. Yeah, she's not desperately brisk. She doesn't sound magnificently sporty. Just my sort of sports car, really. Yeah, some interesting roadside spots from the vehicle of choice. It does ride really, really well. It really floats. Apparently it's got estate spheres on the back, so that's a bit unusual, but it seems to work. It floats like no BX I've ever driven. It's a shame the windows don't quite behave, but there you go. Not the first BX I've had with such problems. Just going to stop for fuel and try and put some premium in, because it does that to the point I have to stall it. So yeah, hopefully better fuel will stop it doing that. So I'm going to end this video there, because we're heading towards the end of what is my third day in New Zealand. I think I'm slightly losing track, but a car has been acquired. We will cover some miles in it. I think they're going to be lovely, comfortable miles. So we'll see how we crack on. Plan is to head north from here. First of all, back to the other side of Auckland. We've come slightly south for now. Then we'll go back north and check out what is up the top of New Zealand. So thank you very much for watching. Thanks for your lovely comments on the previous video. Thanks for your support, whether it's via the shop, the direct debits, Patreon, whatever. It's all very much appreciated. And yeah, there should be many more adventures to come. We haven't even scratched the surface of New Zealand yet. I cannot wait to show you some epic sights along the way. So yeah, I look forward to seeing you in a future video. Farewell. Magic suspension.